So today on Hillbilly Voodoo, we're going to attempt the recovery of some ground obtainium. So let's jump in the old ground obtainium recovery vehicle here and go for a ride and see what type of Hillbilly Voodoo we're going to have to pull off to get this done. So this here is the unfortunate victim of what we're going to try to salvage today. It's an old Massey tractor, and as you can see, the hay got a little bit hot and burnt the barn down with the tractor in it. Now, why am I taking this thing, you might be asking? Well, because it's my neighbor for one thing, and he needs some help. And honestly, I really don't know why I'm taking this thing. There's lots of pieces on here that I can probably chop up and use, but seeing as how everything got super hot, it will never ever be a tractor again. Yeah. Now, the whole real issue here is I'm really close to home. So, like, I could throw a rock and hit my house kind of thing. If it wasn't for that fact, I wouldn't even touch this thing. This should probably be, well, it should probably be melted down for scrap. And like I say, if I wasn't close to home, I wouldn't even be trying this venture. But another issue is we have all kinds of nails and screws and tire poking things like those all over the friggin' place here. So I have to be really careful that I'm not gonna cause myself more money than what this is worth. Now, if everything works out okay, I'm going to hook a chain on this and I'm going to drag it over to my house, way over there. Well, not way over there, but over there. That's the first plan here, the first attempt. Now, if this attempt doesn't work, then we're going to have to figure out some way that we can load this onto the trailer, which that is going to be even more of a nightmare. I can almost guarantee that every single thing on this tractor is seized in place from the heat, and then when they shot it with the fire truck, the sudden quenching, I bet you all the pins and all the brakes and everything are all seized up. So let's hook a chain onto it and get it pulled out of all this screw catastrophe here and nail catastrophe, so I don't end up impaling myself on something. Hopefully this is going to work. I've gone and hooked a chain up here now underneath the bucket, so hopefully we won't be scooping up any dirt. There is somewhat left of hydraulic lines on there, but I don't think that they're going to hold any pressure or anything. So that's going to be part of the problem, is keeping that bucket from scooping into the ground here. Now let's see if I can set you guys up on a tripod so you can see what's going on. The trouble is it's pouring rain out here and my camera ain't super waterproof, but see if we can get you some of the live action of this thing hopefully moving. feeling we're gonna have to go with some slightly more robust equipment here. Well, I went and grabbed myself a different weapon here. Now, let's hook this chain up and see if we can at least get this thing to roll. The wheels didn't roll at all. All they did was kind of skid, which is exactly what I figured they were gonna do. The old Chevy just doesn't have any tires on it. They're about as bald can be, so no gription, no move. So let's see if this thing's got enough grunt to get it to go somewhere. So unfortunately yesterday we had to shut down the whole process of filming due to some things happening over at the farm that weren't very good, and then it started pouring rain, so I couldn't really bring out my camera anymore. But we got this thing home finally. Now let's discuss why rebuilding a piece of burnt equipment is not a very good idea. It's kind of fool's errand. Yes, everything is still here. Even if you have a machine that is only slightly burnt, say some wiring or things like that, the time it takes to actually clean the machine up is huge. This tractor in running shape, even if it was premium, it's probably only about $3,500 here in Canada. Now looking at this alone, every single hydraulic line on this machine has been burnt. Every one of them. So you're probably looking at a couple $1,000 just to replace hydraulic lines. This machine got so hot that anything that was aluminum, like the control levers, have been cooked. That right there, just the hydraulic fittings, lines, things like that, make this machine not even financially feasible to rebuild. Now, besides those, all the metal on this thing was heated to yield temperature. Red hot, cooking, hot enough that it started to sag the hood, and then all of a sudden it was shot with water. Well, anything that wasn't bent is going to be warped, and when you try to drill some of that steel now, it's going to be hardened, and some of it is going to be very, very brittle. So that's another thing to think about. Now if you look at those hydraulic lines there, they look like they're intact, but there's no coating on the outside, and they're cooked right through. They just shattered. Pieces that I will be able to use off of this, random pieces of steel. I have a plan for a hoist type lift, and that bucket could probably be salvageable. I'll straighten it out. Yeah, other things on here that might be usable to someone: the big huge tractor wheel weights, things like pedal assemblies. If you can get those off of there, they may be usable to someone. They may be usable to me on some of my various weird projects. You better plan on getting dirty if you want to take anything off of this. Yeah, she's pretty cooked. I kind of like my tractors like blue rare or raw, not this charboiled overdone type of thing here. But we got it out of his yard, and it's one less thing that his daughter's gonna have to deal with. So you can see she's cooked. Okay, well, I think I'll leave this video here. It wasn't a very long and exciting one like I thought it was going to be, but at least we got this thing home. So until next time, guys, use what you got, even if it's some undersized equipment to move stuff, to make what you want. Well, I have no idea what we're going to make out of this, but you can guarantee it'll get made into something. And I'll see you guys later.